Alright, we're back at the sock.
Awesome.
And I just came back here so you can see that the museum has giant searchlights. Because this is a really rad exhibit, I guess. And who's that? She looks familiar.
I mean, you know, widened, but
Look, that happens. That happens as you get older. Buddy knows. She had one too many mucho burritos.
of course it's all coming together now.
Yeah, go to the museum, just go down this weird alley. Also,
Railroads, those were treated as witches.
Also, that post right there is right out of one of the Ghost Girl drawings.
I guess, yeah, I mean, I'd probably do
An
that.
investigation about a serial killer.
95% sure there is no significance other than they wanted to reuse art assets.
To a gala celebrating a time when several
mean,
found
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
another whirlwind of hysteria.
And that's what being a game dev is.
I would say, do people go to stuff about his, like, mass frenzy when they're experiencing one? But, I mean, yeah.
And do people go to stuff? I don't.
Yeah, I guess that's the more unbelievable
I'm
part.
so sorry. Tomorrow tickets will go on sale to the general public. Tonight is a special member.
I feel so sorry for her.
Members only. But I have to put on this costume today, and tomorrow, and the day after.
And usually, like, people who... At least at my museum, the people who do this stuff, they're volunteers, so... Come on.
Yeah.
What's so special in there tonight?
What's it?
I got all dressed up for nothing.
Oh, wow, these people are just, like, wanting to go to the museum. They didn't care what was there.
Yeah. They got really
And-
dressed up to go to the museum at, like, night.
I couldn't
And-
get out. The
yeah.
fire was merciless.
I tried to reason with the fire, but it wouldn't listen.
The fire was merciless.
So you only use that one thing to say to any ghost? Like, it's a Wax Museum thing?
Gather round and bear witness to the righteous
The ghosts have their own
proceedings
exhibits.
of a trial of a most heinous
Heinous.
nature. Now you, good woman Putnam, you stand accused of the murder of 7 of your own children, whom you
I like
claim
how this is
were
like a
taken by
big,
forces of the devil.
you know,
Sure better give me some
hey,
answers.
it's fancy, it's the preview of the new exhibit, and there's maybe 10 non-museum staff people here.
Yeah, what special guest-only events?
Yeah.
My own daughter would thus accuse me in my grief.
But he's
The guest tickets are $1,000 each.
yeah.
That you did take from her
It's like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing.
and bled most woefully.
You had to buy a witch doll.
You had to buy a
Was
witch.
or was not
Yeah.
the
Well, the
public
golden
knowledge to inflict
wrapping
this
was the fire foil that was on the witches.
I have engaged in no witch.
I like how she is just...
Yet she did
She's not
find
into
the
acting all that
folded
much.
in
Yeah.
half at the belly, thus
Which I like, because
proving
that's exactly
the
what
curse
would happen
upon
if
her.
this
Mary
happened.
Warren is a witness to the same, as the girls played with it.
There's
in
him
the bedchamber.
mispronouncing words and her just not giving a shit, so...
Also, there's no one watching,
Lady
so...
Putnam, do you confess your guilt? and
So their
inflicting harm
play's
of
like
demonic nature
3 minutes
upon
long,
your
so
only
this is probably like the
surviving
12th
daughter?
time they've done it tonight.
Do not confess it.
And do you confess to the demonic contract that took the lives of her other seven
Demonic
children?
contract. We've heard about
I
contracts.
neither confess that.
Confess now, good woman. Putnam.
Where?
Confess and ease your soul
Hold
of your
on.
most
I need to think about some
valiant
clues
crimes.
that could put this together. So, there's a cup of coffee on my desk. I thought about cats yesterday. They mentioned a contract in this game. Hold on, though. I don't think I can put it together yet.
Maybe make my voice.
God, women had a raw deal.
Yeah, feminism.
I guess play is hilarious, but nobody gets it.
This whole witch trial is actually post-ironic. You guys don't get it.
Yeah.
It's about women's rights, actually. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
But also, listen.
Ethics and women's rights.
Fascinating stuff.
Death. Yes.
Everything.
So I like how those guys outside were really dressed up, and these people, they're pretty casual.
Yeah. I wish I had someone to serve drinks to.
I'm just standing here with 3 empty glasses.
Yeah, I was about to say. Do I put coins in here, or...?
Some of the things in here, but wouldn't it be awful?
Being locked up in one of these things all day? I mean,
Man, it's almost like that torture was torture.
An itch.
shit. People constantly.
Shit, people mock you. Damn.
Seriously, what if you had to pee while you were in the pillory? My nose itches just.
Well, it's not like you had a toilet you were supposed to use.
Would it be all
You have
day?
toilet breaks.
Could they drink water? I can't think of this anymore.
That's a strange way of phrasing that, but okay.
People really died here.
No, people didn't die here. I mean, this is a museum. They didn't build the museum around the stuff guy.
Stay polite.
So, I'm pretty sure the note doesn't specifically say, but I guess Ronan and Rex met at this museum, because that's where we found it.
Oh,
Which is kind of weird.
it was the criminals turned cops exhibit.
Yeah.
Ronan was on display.
He had to give a speech.
Judge Hathorn.
So there's a bunch of stuff about, like, the Judgment House where all the trials took place, but that's not a historical location, actually.
What? Why? Why did they use one?
I don't know. Like, there's definitely... My understanding is there is a house where the trials took place, but it's not, like, a historical location that you can go to anymore, so...
Yeah.
The time is upon us, Abigail Williams.
No.
You scourge of sin.
Come on!
It is time to pay for your sin.
No.
Also, this is... I'm not going to count a spoiler because you would know it if you knew history. Abigail Williams wasn't one of the witches hanged. She was one of the accusers. Yeah.
This place is gruesome.
Just wondering if that is a spoiler or not, but if it's a thing you could learn in school, it's not a spoiler.
Pretty sure it was.
I mean, I guess we can't because I don't remember much about what actually happened during the witch trials, other than
Play this game
Wait.
as homework, so...
your assignment is to accuse one person of having a
I
contract.
don't know.
For extra credit, accuse 2 people.
Boston, maybe Jim knows.
So I'm sitting
Jim,
there
did you
watching
hear
the Pats
anything
game.
about it?
Instant A+ if they're related.
No, I didn't hear anything.
I'm just watching the Pats game. I'm a guy. Sports.
Guess some drug thing got busted or something.
Some drug
Like
thing.
that street
Yeah.
anyway.
Nice party. Not as comfy as my soul.
I like him.
I bet I could sit on this guy watching the Pats game and he would not be very soft.
Killing each other.
Look, we could watch the Pats game together. I'd be on his lap. It'd be great. A bro out.
Police aren't even.
So at least people think about us a lot.
Pretty sure it was police lights.
What? I mean, as opposed to an ambulance, I guess?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it wasn't a portable rave.
I remember a bright flash, and then nothing.
She was in Hiroshima.
She traveled a long way since she died.
And into the future.
Well, we're all traveling into the future.
Yeah, I guess so. Look at us.
So it wasn't really a form of execution.
Right.
But someone still got killed by this.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, this is another thing
what's
that
the
actually
point of
does
this?
exist.
They were
Yeah.
trying to get people to talk.
They talk. How could they talk with
Is
those
she
skeletons?
defending this ancient torture
Yes.
method?
Doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Okay.
it doesn't make sense to me, but you know, I gotta speak up.
She was really irritated.
Look, not all men.
It's not like they had cranes back then.
This one is the worst death.
Okay, so in her private thoughts, she's really against it, but peer pressure is making her defend this method of torture.
And you know, I said earlier that's kind of hard, or some of them hard to like tell what you're listening to.
Yeah.
Like that one, it was clearly a cracking noise, but that's not what you're supposed to hit.
Also, is this the return of the Navigate Ronin's hand interface? That was first shown with a doorknob?
No, you used that several times. This is just the first time I did it very slowly.
Yes. Your covenant.
This is not historically accurate in that they didn't think he was a witch. He was just refusing to testify, so...
Yeah. That guy was actually the original inventor of the sandwich, but, you know, he picked a poor time to come up with that name.
Yep. Oh, hey! Just like we saw in the brochure.
Were they really trying to
And I
kill people with this
really
thing?
like it because this isn't like the real one, because this is just like a recreation, but Ronan's like, no, I've seen this before.
Yeah. Also, when you said just like the brochure, my first thought was like a Sears catalog.
Look, order it for your house. Conversation piece.
The judge, jury, and executioner.
What about emotional numbness? So you have to choose who we know who died from it.
Painless.
Look, suicide is painless, so who knows?
You did it, Ronan.
Yeah. You remember that thing you just had a conversation about.
How long could I hold?
Yeah, speaking of all the things I don't remember about Salem witch trials, witches burning at the stake is not one of those things I forgot.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what most people know before they study the witch trials.
Yeah.
Talk about public humiliation.
Although, none of the witches were burned at the
Pillory, but
trials.
Yeah.
also nearly drowning.
Although that witches were traditionally burned in like Europe, so
It's the beam me up Scotty of killing people publicly.
yeah. Look, this is edutainment, and I actually don't know if they did this at the witch trials, the dunking. I think
That would
so.
require too much satanic engineering.
Yeah. Water.
And then you get lit on fire. Lighted?
I really like how, with these structural devices, he just remembers something that happened to him earlier that night.
Yeah.
It's important to remember this game pretty much takes place in one night.
Longest night of Ronan O'Connor's life. And he's already dead.
Yeah.
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
And everything turned out fine. I died of a heart attack several years later.
Rolling bomb.
I just think about this sometimes.
And then it turns out I'd gotten on the wrong train. Hoo-hoo. So many soldiers died on the front lines from not having any ammunition. But I mean, I was fine.
Yeah. If I was a ghost and I could go anywhere, I would not just hang out in the museum.
I always wonder.
I wouldn't have to pay, though.
Oh, look, it's the thread discussion. I haven't even seen the thread.
So, yeah, this time what we're collecting, instead of like a straitjacket, is just rocks.
Yeah. How did we derail that way that day?
Today.
Oh, a rock. Dunking and gossip. That sounds delicious, weirdly. I'm not... Probably just the use of dunking, which I associate with donuts and cookies.
Yeah.
Or, I guess, basketball.
All good things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a little powdered sugar on the old basketball there. I was going to use a nickname for basketball, but I can't think of any.
The rock, going back to the thing we've been finding.
Some powdered sugar on the old rock.
Yeah. The b-ball.
Yeah, I suppose b-ball works. I was like, 'cause the first thought was pigskin, which is for football. Watch the Pats game tonight.
Yeah, sports. I also forgot to find this one. I had to go back and get the records.
Is there a sound of like a pocket watch?
Yeah, I guess it's just supposed to be suspenseful.
Next time on 60 Minutes, I'm definitely interviewing a ghost.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
And this is when they're really trying to make sure you understand you can walk through stuff, because the most obvious routes are blocked off by demon pits. So you kind of have to take a leap of faith and walk through stuff.
Wow, yeah, you were kidding. Looks like a container full of tar exploded.
Look, we were going down the tracks with a container full of tar that day. But you also have to, like, take a leap of faith, because, yeah, I could have just walked into that.
Yeah. That's all for the bonus collectibles.
Yeah.
Wait, this was going to be demons here later?
Not here.
Oh, so the hiding things are just to
Yeah.
psych you out.
I was also wondering why it looked like there was an old toilet there, but...
Oh, that's how they tortured witches. When they tried to bring it back later, after they invented toilets.
Yeah.
But didn't really catch on.
Pretty sure the two bulletin boards they had in this room were identical, except for the kitty cat at the bottom.
Ads for Dude Fest.
Dude
By the way,
Fest.
I recently,
So the Bell killer used torture
well,
devices
yeah.
like this to kill his victims.
Yeah, this...
Why kill them like witches?
He's expecting, like, you take weeks in between chapters, like with this LP, just so, if you forgot.
So this is the original Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
It's such an important part of
Made for
Sam's history.
LPs.
Actually, several artifacts aren't on display yet.
Wait, stuff isn't on display yet for the night where you have to be a special guest to pay to get in?
Yeah.
What is this bullshit museum?
Look, when you're at the Salem Museum, it's kind of obvious you're doing one thing. You might as well do it well.
Well, in giant air quotes.
Well, well, well.
Oh, do they throw witches down there?
Yeah.
Alright, we learned... Well, Ronan learned a lot, and we are exactly where we were before the museum section.
Yeah. Nothing of value is really gained except for Ronan. Ronan is up to speed with where we are now.
Ronan, I wouldn't say connected the dots more so he traced over lines that were already there.
No, there were so many dots that they formed the line themselves.
The dots are in the pattern.
Yeah.
He thinks they're witches.
So I put in this funky track free music, license, whatever it's called, free music.
Public domain? Creative Commons?
Yeah, that's it. Down, down.
The learning things at a museum thing.
Look, my museum just pipes this in all the time.